I want to make something clear, which I didn't made really clear in the previous video. If this is a position here, and we have a non-zero value at that position, there was two ways we could think about it. One way I said is that the value fluctuates up and down. It goes up and down at that point, the value. So it could be 0 and it could go to a max. The other way to think about it was like it's some kind of object here at this point. And then at another time point, A, B, another time point here at B, there is this same object. So it's that it has mode. What that means is in the field, so if this is A here, this is A, so what we can think about the field here and here, so this is A, here is A, here is A. We could think about it as a field is up here, if it's a value, and then it goes down here. But also remember, so if this is a field here, it's a field, as I said, has values defined everywhere in space. There is no wave here, there is nothing that goes up here. It's a visualization of the values in the field. So if we take this as A, here, observation A, all these values here at this time point here at let's say 12:0 has a peak value over here. So they are high here, they are up here, all the values here. And then at 12:01 those values has dropped, so now they are 0 over here. All the values here are 0, so they just go up and down. That's a way, one way to think about it. The other way, thinking about it's a particle or an object here. In this case, we have a wave here at A, and then at the later time, 12:01, 12:0, time point B, and that's the B here. So here is B. So this is the same wave, it's the same space, but now the values in this space has changed. So over here at B, we also have all these values. But just think about it. This is a flat space. It's a two-dimensional space. This is a three-dimensional thing, but this space is two-dimensional. And all over there is values in this field. And at time point B, at point B here, at time point at, so let's say this is 12 and this is 12:01. At 12, all the values here are high and all the values here are 0. At 12:01, this is A and this is B. All the values here are 0, but at B they are high. Okay? So this is like values that just goes up and down. And the wave is like here, this is something here that moves. And I was saying this was pressure, tension, or force. You could think about it as a pressure wave that goes through here. So this is a pressure wave that moves here. So at A, the pressure wave is here, and then the pressure mode at 12:01 has moved over here. So this is a pressure wave Or you could say it's energy that flows in space, or it's a force in space. But remember, this thing I've drawn up here is a visualization. It's still all going on in this flat space where all the values is changing, and there's two interpretations of them. That either the values is just changing up and down locally in that spot, or there is something more in the field, and that something more in that field is moving, and you can call that energy is moving, or a pressure or whatever. I think that is clear, but what's not as clear is that this situation where you have something moving here, let's say this is energy that moves from over here to here, this is the same as persistence of existence. This means, if this is a pressure wave that moves here, that means there is something in the field that exists. Something in the field that exists. In this interpretation, when values just goes up and down, the persistence of existence goes out the window. What that means, if you have these observations A here and B here, of the object or the ball or the entity or the electron or photon or whatever you want to call it, in this interpretation, it means that something is created here at 12 o'clock, something is created here. And then later at 12:01, this is gone, and we observe something here. That means that this is destroyed, or it's disappeared, and then something new has been created here. That's what it means. So this is not persistence of existence. The persistence of existence here is that you have this observation here, and you have this observation here, and then I'm going to salvage the persistence of the existence now by saying that if we think there is something in the field that is moving in the field, then we are justified to say, if we have this interpretation, we're justified to say there is something that is moving here. And that's persistence of existence. But that persistence of the existence is not the thing we observe. That's an event. The thing that exists is something that is out of our ability to observe. Because every time we try to make an observation of that wave, we see a particle. We never see the wave. So the point is, like, yeah, it might be a wave, or it may not be. So the observation is a spike in the field here. The observation A is a spike in the field, and the observation B is a spike in the field. If we think about the two slits experiment and the screen and the source, the slits, and then we send out something at it, this wave or beam, or activate the field or whatever we want to call it, and then we create the patterns. The thing is, if we make an observation here, if we make that C observation C here, in between, we get a spike in the field. That spike does not exist if we just do the A plus B observation. That is, like we send out something here and then we detect something on the screen. If we don't detect here, just do the A and B, then we don't see this spike. We only see that spike if we set up the experiment to observe something that goes in through here. Then we see that spike here, and then we see a spike here. But the outcome of the experiment also change. It becomes like this. If we do the C observation, if we only do the A and B observation, it becomes like this. So this is so this observation here changed the nature of the experiment outcome. And the point is, if we do the A, C and B observation, we can think about it as a particle that has been moving here. But if we don't do the C observation, this one, then yes, we could think about this and this as a particle, but because we get the interference pattern and the experimental outcome, we cannot think about this as a particle. We have to think about it as a wave. So the A, C plus B observation, these three, makes this pattern, which in quotation marks proves is a particle. If we remove that observation, then we, in quotation mark, prove it's a wave. But it's neither of this. It's not a particle, because this thing does not exist. It's an event. The spike is an event in the field. It doesn't have persistence of existence. The wave, if we allow us to think about that there actually is something moving in space, if that's what we believe, then we could say there is a wave moving in space, and then we have persistence of existence. Again, I want to stress, neither of these interpretations are right or wrong. In other words, we don't know what is going on between the observations. That's the second point I want to make. First point, we can salvage persistence of existence if we want. The second thing is, we don't know what's happening between observations. All we know are there exist events, and quantum mechanics correlates those events with each other. That's it. Okay, and yeah, I'm going to end this now, and I'm going to talk about in the next videos. I said I'm going to talk about what's it, probabilities, but maybe I skip that, and first I do to explain why these changes, why a spot change values up and down in space, and explain that a little bit, like how you could understand why the changes take place, because this is something I I've not explained. Why would this happen in the first place? Why would the values go up and down in the first place? That I intend to explain as well. Okay, so I finish here now.